Hey guys, let's get more news from Dallas Cowboys, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Dan Quinn describes warrior effort from defensive unit. The Dallas Cowboys were back in the Star in Frisco on Monday afternoon after a statement 33-13 win over the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday night as confidence oozed throughout the building for the final stretch ahead. Defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer and special teams coordinator John Fassel all caught up with the media on Monday afternoon to discuss the big win and a challenging road swing ahead. Here were the highlights from those conversations. The Dallas defense limited the Philadelphia offense to just 6 points on the night as the unit suffocated the Eagles' top weapons and kept them out of the end zone for the first time all season. The success was seen on all three levels, as the defensive line generated a consistent pass rush, the linebackers made plays across the middle including a Marquise Bell forced fumble, and the safety group had its best day all season in coverage and in filling running lanes. After the game, I sent a group text to the defense, Quinn said. It was only a few words, but it was all I needed to say to them. I said, that was a warrior effort and one that was called from the heart. I thought that was a really cool example of that. Rookie kicker Brandon Aubrey continued his automatic stretch to begin his NFL career as he pushed his season total to 34-30 on field goal attempts with makes from 60, 59, 45 and 50 yards on the night. With 15 points, he single-handedly outscored the Eagles 13 points while also becoming the first kicker in NFL history with 2 makes from 59+ in the same game. From a mental standpoint, he's the same guy every day, which is unusual, Fassel said. I haven't ever felt him be stressed in a big moment or overwhelmed by how we're doing. I think he's got a lot of great attributes to be potentially a great kicker. While the exact timetable for when defensive tackle Jonathan Hankins will return from his high ankle sprain that he suffered on Sunday night is uncertain at this point, Quinn said that he feels confident about the options that are in the building including rookie first-round pick Motzie Smith, Neville Gallimore and a pair of practice squad options. If he is out, the options would obviously come from within the team, he said. People like practice squad defensive tackles Carl Davis and Willington Prevalin would be activated, but for us it's probably too early to know where that sits at for this week's game anyway. We've seen vintage Tyron Smith in 2023 as his healthy streak has allowed him to put together a stretch of games that has him playing some of the best football of his career at left tackle. On the year, Smith has allowed just 13 pressures and 0 sacks on Dak Prescott. Part of it could be attributed to his new and improved practice routine during the week that doesn't have him touch the field for high-intensity workouts and instead just participating in walkthroughs. I wouldn't bet against Tyron, ever, Schottenheimer said. We all found a routine that we know very well. Obviously, the player knows his body better than anybody. It is a true luxury to have a guy like that is that elite as an offensive tackle in this league. What I love about him is his wiring. He does not get too high, he does not get too low. He just has that steely-eyed look on his face. Jake Ferguson talks hurdling Eagles, statement win? It wasn't simply a victory in Week 14 for the Dallas Cowboys. It was a divisional win against the rival Philadelphia Eagles that currently awards them first place in the NFC East with a T0-3 record and, equally as important, serves as the biggest statement win of the 2023 season thus far. The 33-13 obliteration of the Eagles at AT&T Stadium on Sunday evening was truly worse than the final score would have you believe, seeing as the Eagles literally, per next-gen stats, never approached even a 50-50 chance of winning the contest following kickoff. This was a big one, said tight end Jake Ferguson, who led the team in receiving yards. Not only divisional, but it's December football and this is where you start to separate yourself. It was unbridled dominance by Dak Prescott, the defense and the special teams unit, i.e., Brandon Aubrey, that proved the Cowboys are, in fact, one of the top 2 teams in the NFC. Overall, this was a great team win in all 3 phases, complimentary football, all around, Ferguson added. It wasn't the perfect outing by Prescott, but it was still very much an MVP performance, and Ferguson helped his case while adding yet another hurdled victim to his body count, soaring over rookie defensive back Khalil Ringo in the third quarter. The explosive tight end lovingly referred to as the Big Biscuit continues to enjoy a breakout season. Big Biscuit is in the air, said Ferguson with a smile. I've seen them trying to tackle my legs and, at some point, they're going too low, so I gotta go high. For the first time since the 2017 season, the Eagles' offense failed to score a single touchdown and, wouldn't you know it, it was also the Cowboys who shut them out in that particular game 6 years ago. This time around, Jalen Hurts was held to under 200 passing yards and could only get in position for 2 field goals, his first offensive drive ending in a forced fumble at the hands of Donovan Wilson, also recovered by Wilson. It was the longest day at the office Hurts has had in his young career, and Dak Prescott made sure to turn the screws on the other side of the ball, dissecting the Eagles' secondary time and again. The Cowboys are now the first team in NFL history to score 30 or more points in the first 7 home games of a season, and it began with a 75-yard touchdown drive to begin the fight. "We talked about it all week," said Ferguson. "Setting the tone early, playing Cowboys football. It's complementary football. It's everybody helping everybody out and playing for the man next to him. You saw that all around, in every phase. And when we do that, we're usually playing some good ball." Their bullying of the Eagles marks the beginning of a gauntlet to come in December, and one that includes a trip to visit the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins in back-to-back trips, before hosting the Detroit Lions on December 30th in a Week 17 matchup that will likely help solidify playoff seeding in the NFC. Winners of 5 straight and 7 of their last 8, there's a very real chance for the Cowboys to be playoff-ready for January. "This is where teams separate themselves," said Ferguson. "As a team, we'll get back to work and watch the film, clean it up and get on to the next one." Cowboys considered potential landing spot for 3-time Pro Bowl tight end. The Dallas Cowboys could be a potential landing spot for a former star tight end, says one analyst. As suggested by CBS Sports' Brian DeArdo and Cody Benjamin, the Cowboys should be considered one of the top 5 landing spots for free agent tight end Zach Ertz. In fact, they list Dallas as the 3rd top spot for the 3-time Pro Bowl tight end, just behind the Philadelphia Eagles and Baltimore Ravens. Say it ain't so. While Ertz would assuredly prefer a move back to his beloved Eagles, Dallas might be able to offer an even cleaner path to pass-catching opportunities. It'd be weird to see him wearing the star, but eyeing a real playoff run, why wouldn't the Cowboys consider it to give Dak Prescott even more help? Ertz isn't quite the dominant tight end he was in his prime. He once posted a record 116 receptions for a tight end along with 1,163 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns during the 2018 season, but he could still be a viable asset as a secondary option. While he only posted 27 receptions for 187 receiving yards and 1 touchdown in 7 games with the Arizona Cardinals prior to his quadriceps injury in October, it's not too long ago that he posted a productive full-season campaign. And you fan, what do you think of the Zach Ertz situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.